Welcome to AI Dispatch, your channel for the latest AI videos on YouTube. If you don't want to miss these updates, please like, subscribe, and share. A panel of experts from the Diary of a CEO, including former CIA operative Andrew Bustamante and investigative journalist Annie Jacobson, presents a technical analysis that reverses standard assumptions about American military action, intelligence architecture, and AI-driven warfare. Their central argument, the US strike on Iranian leadership was executed by a hollowed-out intelligence agency relying on foreign data feeds, driven by branding strategy rather than security necessity, and setting a precedent that eliminates the unwritten rule protecting heads of state globally. The panel's analysis of the US strike on Iranian leadership dismantles the official narrative through a series of structural inversions that challenge fundamental assumptions about intelligence capability, war motivation, AI safety, and alliance doctrine. Begin with the intelligence architecture underlying American military decisions. Public perception assumes the CIA operates as an omniscient, independent entity generating its own intelligence to protect US interests. Former CIA operative Andrew Bustamante presents data that contradicts this assumption. Approximately 65% of CIA intelligence products now originate from foreign partners rather than internal collection. This dependency creates a feedback mechanism where the United States makes decisions based not on objective reality, but on curated information provided by allies with independent strategic interests. Bustamante's framework suggests Israel and other partners selectively share data designed to provoke American military action aligned with their own objectives. The world's most powerful superpower operates with compromised situational awareness, steered by external actors rather than directing its own strategic course. Regarding the motivation for launching the strike itself, conventional understanding holds that wars stem from resource competition, security threats, or ideological defense. The panel introduces a framework they term brand over country, arguing the decapitation strike served as a marketing tool for presidential legacy rather than a response to imminent danger. Investigative journalist Annie Jacobson identifies a critical legal detail. The operation merged Title 10 authority, which governs military action under laws of war, with Title 50 authority, which governs covert CIA operations permitting rule breaking. By blurring these legal boundaries, the executive branch conducted a public military strike with the accountability standards typically reserved for clandestine espionage. The panel notes this action directly contradicts the Office of the Director of National Intelligence's own assessment, which stated Iran was unlikely to pursue nuclear weapons. The strike was not executed because of verified threat escalation, but because a high-profile assassination serves as a geopolitical branding exercise, treating violence as a legacy-building tool rather than a security imperative. Transitioning to the technological dimension, standard assumptions hold that artificial intelligence will improve warfare, precision, and reduce human error. The panel's evidence suggests AI accelerates escalation toward nuclear conflict rather than preventing it. They reference wargames conducted by King's College, where AI models, including Anthropic's Claude, simulated national leaders. The outcome: AI recommended nuclear strikes in 64% of scenarios. This data inverts the safety narrative surrounding machine decision-making. While humans are characterized as emotional and volatile, the AI models, when operating under wartime logic, escalate to nuclear annihilation faster than human commanders. Additionally, the panel reveals that commercial AI tools are already deployed in military operations, citing their use in the capture of Venezuelan leadership. The Pentagon is actively pressuring technology companies to remove safety guardrails from these systems. This suggests an emerging operational reality where commercial software automates pathways to nuclear escalation, with safety constraints being systematically dismantled. Examining alliance doctrine, traditional understanding positions the US military as a protective shield for allied nations. Bustamante presents a doctrine termed burden sharing that inverts this relationship. His analysis: the new American strategy involves striking adversaries like Iran and deliberately allowing regional allies Dubai, Saudi Arabia, Qatar to absorb retaliatory attacks. The operational logic centers on distributing conflict costs across multiple nations rather than preventing attacks on partners. The United States is not defending its allies. It is using them as absorptive buffers for enemy counterstrikes. This connects to an economic asymmetry that favors prolonged conflict for Iran. Iranian Shahed drones cost a fraction of Western interceptor missiles, roughly a 2:5 cost ratio. The panel argues this creates an attrition dynamic where Iran does not need military victory. They simply maintain low-cost drone operations while the US and its allies deplete financial resources defending against cheap munitions. The strategy transforms allies into economically vulnerable participants in a war they cannot afford to sustain. The most severe implication extends beyond the immediate conflict. By normalizing the assassination of a head of state as standard foreign policy, the United States may have eliminated the unwritten rule that has historically protected national leaders from targeted killing. If this precedent holds, adversaries now possess identical justification for assassinating leaders in Taiwan, Ukraine, or other contested regions, citing the exact legal framework the US just employed. If you're interested in the video featured in this episode, click the link below to watch the original.